Cancer, hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you. As I see you, Tarot. This is going to be your 5-card tarot card overall general energy reading for March 1st to the 15th of 2021. It is a general reading for the overall collective of Cancer, and it's intended for informational purposes. I understand that the information may not resonate with all cancers in the world, and that's totally okay. Take what fits and let the rest go. To save time, I already shuffled the cards, and the cards that ejected themselves in the order of the 5 cards are right here in front of me, and they're taken in the order that they were ejected. Please understand that if you like more information about what the 5-card tarot card energy reading is, look at the description below, and it will give you more information about the reading. Also, I would like to take a few moments to say please like the video and subscribe to my channel if you already have done so. Thank you so very much. The purpose of this is that YouTube relies on certain algorithms in order to push channels to a wider audience, and those are 2 of the algorithms that are very important in order for Google to push channels forward. And I'm still a new channel, and I appreciate your support if you do. If you already have done so, thank you so much. The first card here represents your past influences, Cancer, and this is the overall energy of past influences that were significant within the last few months up until the last 60 days within this time frame. In some cases, the issues may have resolved themselves. Other times, the energy may be still lingering. The second card is going to represent your present energy, and this is the things that are going on right now. The third card represents your future energies. These would be things that are on the cusp or haven't quite occurred yet, or soon to occur. And the fourth card is going to be your challenge energies. These are things that usually present themselves as information, but usually they're choices that you can make based on your own free will. And the last card is your outcome energies, and these are things that are going to be coming to a close for you, or have closed. And on sort of the outcomes of what's going on for you. So with that, in our past influences for Cancer, we have the Hierophant. It's a major arcana card, and it's in the reverse position. So angel and spirit guys, please help us understand why for Cancer the Hierophant is in the past influences in reverse, please. Okay. Okay, well, understand, Cancer, that the Hierophant is really about, in its positive form, the reversed Hierophant is going to remind you, Cancer, that you are your own teacher. And for many Cancers and the past energy, the things that you were sort of reflecting on is that you had the wisdom that you seek, and to understand that the wisdom that you were seeking comes from within, and not typically for some sort of external source. This is an energy that was guiding many Cancers to follow, and encouraging Cancers to follow their own path and to sort of adopt your own spiritual, whatever that means, belief system, rather than sort of blindly following others. And for some Cancers, you may have found this sort of unsettling at first, as you were sort of finding your own way. But over time, you sort of learn to trust yourself and to tap into your inner knowledge. And at times, perhaps you even felt that others were questioning your motivations, and because you were sort of going against the grind. For many Cancers, with the reverse Hierophant in your past influences, for Cancers, many of you found that you no longer needed sort of external approval in order to succeed, and that you were ready and had the energy to want to go it alone. And this could have been whether it was a relationship that you were in that you decided to let go, or a work relationship or a partnership, and you decided to go or anything where you were working with someone else or involved with someone else, to where you decided that you needed to go on your own. And it was about giving yourself permission to sort of trust your inner guidance system as you created your own path forward. The Hierophant as an energy in reversed is also is about challenging sort of the status quo, and it allowed many Cancers to sort of see alternative ways to viewing the world and issues and topics and subjects and relationships and whatever else, because you were sort of ready to test the very ideas and concepts that you were taught, and to that you were taught as truth, and that really, it's an energy that you're no longer um, accepting sort of these rigid structures or these traditions or any sort of dogma surrounding you. Instead, you were seeking out opportunities to sort of rebel, if you want to call it that, and sort of reclaim sort of your personal power. Particularly if you were feeling restricted, or if you were in some sort of situation that you felt you were restricted or constrained, and you lost your sort of sense of power and freedom and flexibility. And so the past energy for the Hierophant was allowing you to sort of set your own rules and to go your own way. Um, the reverse Hierophant, for the overall energy of the collective of Cancers and the past influences was really a time to encourage you to examine the way you were doing things, and whether it aligned with your own values. And some cases, I think for many Cancers, you might have felt like you were running on autopilot in the past few months and going with the crowd, but something hit you, some aha moment hit you, and you decided that changes need to be made. And the energy of the Hierophant in reverse was really sort of uh, an energy that allowed you to begin to question uh, what it is that you wanted and what was going to make you happy, and allowed you, if you chose it, to do something different for yourself. In the present energy, we have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is in the upright position for us. So angel and spirit guides, please help us understand for Cancers why the Five of Swords is in your present energy during this time frame, please. Okay. When the Cancer, when the Five of Swords is turning up here right now in your present energy, this typically is an energy that for some, it's an overall energy for some Cancers that you've had some sort of falling out, and again there was a disagreement, or you were involved in sort of a conflict, and you're walking away from whatever situation you walked away from, and perhaps even something that you walked away in your past influences here, with a sense of sadness, and you might even feel upset and resentful, perhaps of heated words that you might have said, or things that you involved yourself in that you wish you could take back, and it sort of creates, it's, if you want to call it, the sort of bad blood, or an icky feeling. And it's a cloud that might be hanging over you, that sort of things turn sour. Um, Keep in mind that even if you were right, and even if you were justified, what I'm and to come out as a victor in this sort of case, I'm picking up the energy, though, that for many Cancers, you're realizing that you might have lost too much um, than you bargained for, um, even if you did win. In other words, the battle has cost you the trust and respect and even perhaps dignity, and might be causing isolation for you. And as you're trying to pick up the pieces, and set this sort of conflict behind you, the energy I'm picking up for many Cancers is you're finding it more and more difficult, or it's more and more difficult than you thought it would be, and perhaps others are losing faith in you, and perhaps are even keeping their distance from you. And you have to decide right now whether your point of view is so important to you that you are willing to put your relationships in jeopardy, or if you compromise and see eye to eye. The advice energy of the Five of Swords here is to pick your battles here, Cancer, and it's to understand that you might be tempted to fight sort of every conflict to ensure that you're going to get your way, to prove you're right, or defend yourself when you're feeling challenged or even threatened. However, keep in mind, Cancers, that in most cases, um, choosing your battles wisely is a much better way of life than engaging in every disagreement. And to understand that not only will it lead to more peaceful existence for you and those around you, but your interpersonal relationships are going to be stronger as well, and benefit. This Five of Swords energy in your present, um, energies right now, or your present state here, is indicating that for the overall collective Cancer, that you're competing with others on some sort of path to success as well. Perhaps you might see other people as threats to your own happiness, and you seek to sort of win at any cost, so to speak. So this is a card that typically has to do with conflict, and if you've been engaged in any sort of conflict that it's taking its toll on you, Cancer. The Five of Swords is an invitation to apologize if you can, and to understand that the longer you brood about something, and the more you try to prove that you're right, the more challenging the relationship's going to become. So the Five of Cards, or the this energy here of the Five of Swords, is really, asking you to sort of apologize and to let it go and move on. It might serve you best if you can find some sort of common ground with those that you've been fighting with, and or just seek forgiveness, and so you can put this behind you. The Five of Swords is an energy, can also point to some sort of feeling of failure. And if that's the case for some Cancers, even if it was despite your best efforts, you're likely to feel sort of beaten, or even come out as a loser in some case, or see yourself that way, because you put a lot of energy into something. So, however, what this means is that if you're allowing yourself to become sort of disillusioned after such a loss, then you'll find yourself on a path that's going to be really increasing to more sadness and disillusionment, in ruin and torment, so to speak. So, remember the laws of attraction. If you're feeling sad, you're going to attract sad. If you're feeling anger, you're going to attract anger. This is really an opportunity for you to accept your own defeat, whatever that was, and to learn from it, and let it go and move on. You'll be smarter and wiser the next time as you do this. And the third card is our future energies, and here we have the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles is in the reverse position for you. Angel and Spirit guides, please help us understand for our Cancer why the Three of Pentacles is reversed during your future energies, please. Okay. There, with the Cancer, with the reversed Three of Pentacles, it's an energy that's going to suggest that perhaps you're grappling again with some sort of lack of harmony, and this could be around people that you work with, or involved with, or friends with, or engage with, and this is sort of making it difficult for you to complete something, or to complete a project, or a goal, or something. It's really about an energy that you're not on the same page as the other people that you're involved with, and or it could indicate that you're not listening or valuing other people's opinions and ideas. If this sort of resonates with you on this part, then you need to realign yourself with the original goals of the project, or whatever it is that you were working on, and make new agreements about how you will work together to achieve these goals that you wanted, that was your original intent. And this could be renegotiating timeframes, or resources, and even renegotiating the amount of energy that you put into each sort of project. Given that the upright Three of Pentacles is about proper planning and organization, when the card is in reverse, this is suggesting that you need to bring more of a systematic energy to your job, or bring it forward in whatever you're involved in. And it may indicate that you don't have perhaps a clear view about how you will accomplish the goals, or what you're involved in. And if this is the case, it could be very beneficial for you to stop sort of working momentarily, to plan out your next steps and become more detailed, and on a more detailed level. There's also an energy that there may be sort of a lack of respect between the team members, or people that you're working with, whether it's a group of friends, or informal or formal. And with individuals each individual sort of trying to prove themselves and gain sort of superiority over others in some sense. If this is the case, then it's important to set clear guidelines for the team, and this is going to be especially around respect and collaboration. Remember, again, acknowledge the unique contribution each person brings, no matter what his or her experience is and knowledge, and that's really, the best approach to take. The understanding, Cancer, the Three of Pentacles, the energy here in your future energies is about pointing out that you're working in a relatively mundane job, or in which your contributions and experience are probably most likely going underappreciated and undervalued, and you're having a feeling of there's not much opportunity for growth and advancement. So, if you're feeling this, brings out the feelings that your skills and capabilities are not being utilized to their best abilities. And in this case, it's an energy that's going to allow you to sort of advise you and to be mindful that it might be a good time to sort of make a career move, or even find an organization that values your talents and your skills. This, the Three of Pentacles also is an energy in reverse that indicates that in many ways you prefer to go it alone, and perhaps get the job done yourself, and whether it's formal or informal, whoever you're working with, and because you might be fed up just waiting for others to get involved, or again, you might be feeling inclined to just do it all on your own, and you might be right in that case. So, however, if you find yourself struggling, be willing to ask for help. So, in our fourth card, we have the Two of Pentacles, and this is in the upright position, and this is in your challenging energies during this time frame. Angel and Spirit guides, please help us understand for our Cancers why the Two of Pentacles is in their challenging energies during this time frame, please. Okay. Well, understand, Cancer, that with the Two of Pentacles, when it's appearing in your challenging energies, it's safe to say that for many Cancers, you might be juggling your priorities, or your roles or responsibilities. And this could be an example if you're a working parent, or you're a general manager of a business, or you're administrative in a busy office, or just someone who works multiple jobs. Why, with the Two of Pentacles in the upright position, this is a card that's sort of, it brings about the energy that you're doing an excellent job of balancing these different priorities, and it demonstrates that you're able to, take whatever life throws at you. But the two here with the Two of Pentacles, that's critical, and that this is an energy that you're feeling there's a line between coping with these demands and losing control is very thin. You're on a fine wire of burnout, basically, and this is a good energy that's going to challenge you to be mindful to how you manage your time, and how you manage your energy and your resources, and so that and to do it more carefully, so you don't lose your balance and become burnout. The Two of Pentacles often appears because you're busy and you're rushing from one thing to the next, and there's a little downtime between. So in many cases, you might be telling yourself, Cancer, that you haven't gone through enough time, or you're in a rush, or you just feel you have to be busy in order to get things done. And sometimes, this is a reminder that taking a break is the most productive thing that you can do. And also to understand that the Two of Pentacles can appear as an energy right now, because for some Cancers, you might be getting caught up in the day-to-day demands and losing sight of a bigger picture, or whatever it is. So if this part resonates with you, ask yourself, what do you want in life? And how can you reorganize your schedule to create a better life that you desire? Understand, Cancer, that the Two of Pentacles is an invitation for you to manage your time and your priorities carefully, and to look at your workload. If it's really high right now, it's an invitation for you to stay focused and be productive. And in such cases, you might benefit from doing more of a to-do list in case you're all over the place, or you're trying to multitask and you're not as productive. So you find better time management activities and stricter schedules if you have to sort of readjust it. You might even consider enlisting the support of someone else, or an assistant, or someone to help you with the right changes. It's really about basic time management to be mindful of and to self-evaluate, and because it's going to be crucial for you to be able to juggle all these various priorities and to keep your head above water. This is an energy that's going to remind you to pay special attention to just your overall general administration, including how you pay your bills and managing your finances, staying on top of your commitments and maintaining even a diary if you need to help you stay on track of things. It's an energy that's going to ask you to be careful that you don't miss important deadlines and meetings and other obligations. This is an energy that's it's going to call upon you and it's going to challenge you, Cancer, to be aware and to understand the concept of balance of everything that there is in life, and even balance within your own part of your own life. And you know, while you can strive to find this equilibrium, nothing ever stays in perfect harmony, and you have to understand that. And stabilizing, for instance, your work and family commitments sounds fantastic, but in reality, your family might need more of a priority right now, and so on. And so you sort of have to juggle to find out where you can find the happy medium in many cases. With the Two of Pentacles right now in your challenging energies right now, this is really about asking you, you have a choice, and it's going to serve as a reminder to be patient, to be flexible, to be adaptable, and this will help you sort of juggle your responsibilities with particularly with family, with friends, with your work finances, and any sort of new challenges that comes your way, and to understand that it's going to be okay to swap activities and even make accommodations at the last minute requests if you need to. And really understand that you are, if you're succeeding in one area of life, it's likely you might be struggling in another area. So this is about finding sort of a happy balancing act, and that's what the challenge is going to be, is just a self-assessment to see where you are. In our last card, we have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is in the upright position, and this is our outcome energies. Angels, spirit guides, please help us understand for Cancer why the Eight of Swords is in their outcome energies in this period, please. Okay. Okay. Cancer, the Eight of Swords is coming out in your outcomes, and it's revealing an energy that for some Cancers you're feeling trapped and you're feeling restricted by your circumstances. And there's this whole theme of your reading right here is about some sort of restrictions and change. And for some Cancers, if you believe your options are limited and you have no clear path to get to an outcome, whether it's an unfulfilling job or an abusive relationship or some sort of significant amount of debt or situation that you find yourself is out of alignment with your inner being. And again, you might be feeling that you're trapped between that rock and a hard place, and you're not finding any sort of resolution. Keep in mind that this card is the symbolism of this particular card, if you can see this, is that here are the swords, and they look like a jail cell, and there's this person right here standing in the middle of it. Looks like she's locked in jail. However, the symbolic symbolism in here is that, see how wide the swords are? There's even an opening right there. So what this means is that, and it's, to be quite blunt, Cancer, it really means is that you might be in a self-imposed situation where you're binding yourself. You're holding yourself back. You're not really in a sort of jail and stuck as you think you are. The only thing that's holding you back, Cancer, is you. And that's what the card symbolizes. The Eight of Swords is an energy that's going to assure you, Cancer, that there is a way out of your current predicament, whatever your challenge is. You just need a new perspective. And it's the energy that I have is that you already have the resources that you need. It's just up to you to use those resources in a way that serves you. And keep in mind that there probably are others that are willing to help you, and there even may be other alternative solutions that you just haven't fully sort of explored. So this is an energy that's going to encourage you to be mindful, to be open to finding the answer rather than getting stuck on the problem. They understand that the Eight of Swords is associated and sometimes with the victim mentality. And if you have sort of surrendered your power to an external entity, and you're allowing yourself to become trapped and limited in some way, and that's what we would call, you're feeling that you're the victim and it's not your fault, it's things are just happening, that's just the way it is. Again, the feeling is you're feeling you're the victim, and you're waiting for someone to rescue you, or some situation to rescue. You have to ask yourself, if that's how you're feeling, how is that energy serving you? That's the critical question. And how is that energy helping your outcomes, whatever it is that you want to achieve? If it's not serving you, then it's imperative, Cancer, that you take back your power, and your personal accountability. And the idea is to open your eyes to the options that are in front of you. And because the fact of it is that the universe here is that you do have choices, and even if you may not even like the choices, however, you have choices. You're not powerless as you think you are, and that's the lesson here. At times, understand that the Eight of Swords is an energy that's going to indicate that, some Cancers, you might be confused about whether you should stay or go, or that if you're in some sort of challenging situation. And this is the same energy I think many Cancers had last year as well. I picked up the energy was more about a personal relationship last summer for many, but this is an energy that I'm picking up that's been sort of a common theme in the last 6 months or so, even 7 months for many Cancers, as an overall energy about feeling stuck, about making decisions whether you want to go or not, and especially if they're challenging situations. And again, the lesson here from the universe here is that we understand that not everything is as clear cut as we would like it to be, and we understand that making decisions can be very difficult. However, you have to make a decision, even if you only have two choices, and you have to make the decision. Not making the decision just means you're going to be stuck, and you're not moving forward or not moving backward, and that's okay to stay there on the fence a little bit, but it's not helping you. So this is about making a decision and moving forward with it. No matter what the decision is, you need to make the decision. So, this energy of the card here is asking you to get out of your head and drop down to your gut and use your intuition and listen to your inner voice. That's going to help you make the right decision of the choices that you do have. And understand that these negative thoughts, or these thoughts that are keeping you stagnant, are not serving you right now. But if you trust your intuition, then you will trust yourself, and that will lead you to the right decision for you. And then that will propel you forward and move you to the direction that you want to go. So with that, if you'd like to support this channel, Cancers, please click on the the video, and click on the subscribe to my channel. It would help the YouTube algorithms, and I would appreciate it if you already, again, have done that. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate it, and again, thank you. Feel free to leave a comment if any part of this reading resonated with you. I'd like to hear it below, and of course, if any part of it didn't resonate, or none of it resonated, it's totally understandable, because again, it's for the larger collective of Cancer, and just may not have been meant for you. So that's totally okay with that as well. So Cancer, with that, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the next 2 weeks, and we'll see you March 16th at the end of this time. And the time is flying here. It's hard to believe. Thank you again, and enjoy, and have a wonderful health. Enjoy. Thank you, Cancer.